A couple weeks ago, a friend of mine called me up and she wanted for her preschool some kind of a wire little shelf. That's what this was anyway. She wanted some wire that was in a frame, and she wanted it for doing a little ribbon project that she's going to do with the kids, which is super fun. So I just wanted to share with you how I made it. I started with this old piece of shelf. I used 2x2s for the frame, and I used a dado blade to pull out 7/16 of a groove right in the middle there. I was also lucky enough to have some leftover live edge wood that I'm using to both stabilize the corners and just kind of be a decorative piece in the background. All of the wood has been cut, sanded, and finished already. This is really a pretty simple project, once you get the concept down at least. Coming up with the concept is usually the hardest part. So you want to go ahead and line everything up. You have a hammer, you can gently tap things, and that helps. It's a little bit hard on the deck here. Usually I'd be in the center of the deck, but for the intents of the video, this seemed the better option. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it together with this strap. So you just pull it around, and that cinches everything up nice and tight. Keeps it where you want it. If you're doing this, be careful not to get your fingers. This is where that hammer becomes important. You just kind of tap everything in, make sure it's where you need it to be. If your surface is a little bit off like mine is, it can be a little bit harder, but it's very helpful to be able to do that, especially since now we're going to turn it over. After you turn it over, just check your placement one more time. Make sure that nothing needs to be adjusted. And then you can go ahead and place your stabilizing boards. You could do this just with like 2x4s or just plywood, but I just thought this was fun. Then it's just a matter of screwing it in, making sure that you put enough screws that you're going to provide that stabilization that you need. But you have to make sure that your screws are not too long, because if they're too long, they're going to poke through the other side. Clearly, that's not what we want. Sometimes there'll be a little bit of a gap, and so if you use a clamp, you'll be able to pull it together better. I'm actually pretty excited for her to see this project, because I don't think she has an idea of exactly how it's going to look, but I think it's going to be really cool. One more thing that I didn't think to mention. There is a tiny spot right here on the end, and you could put wood filler in that if you want to. For this purpose, I'm not going to. And then as you can see, it goes together so nicely and makes this lovely little board that she can put on her wall, do her little ribbon thing in. She could clip stuff on it. Leaves all kinds of options for her, and I think it looks so pretty. I love how the wood looks like it's some kind of mountain or something. Anyways,